regime and she sees all your fears. You thought you were holy, you thought you were king, but you're just a prey with a soul-cutting sting. A flailing missile on your own school floor. The Zionists didn't do it, you're just rotten to the core. No more deals, no more pity, no more pallets of cash. Just the 47th and the sound of the crash. February 28th, the fire was sweet. The liberation of Persia is finally complete. Dog is the friend, the woman is the life. The 47th ended the strife. Look, I'm in the Medina, I'm dodging the gear, while the mullahs are whispering the end is near. Natos in the corner with the ruddy Jeep blue, watching Muhammad and his ritual show. He's rocking Sittia, that hairless tanned hide, dyed red with the acacia that covered the pride. But the 47 stepping in a ballistic weave with the kinetic truth that you wouldn't believe. The prophet isn't here, just a vessel for the tale, while the inbreeding rates make the civilization frail. Check the David Wood blade, check the gospel line. If the angel is holy, then your book ain't divine. You affirm the scripture just to call it a fake, a 400-year-old logical mistake. Keep marrying the cousins, keep the goats in the yard, while the 47th hits the IRGC hard. Low IQ, low trust, high tribal greed. The prophet sowed a very stunted seed. Don't step on the truth, don't step on the gear. The satanic verse is the only thing we hear. Alaps and Aluza, the cranes in the sky, revealing the roots of the Meccan lie. One for the city, two for the show. The 47's coming and the mullah's gotta go. Statistically impossible, the noise in the street. The liberation of the mind is finally complete. You bombed your own school just to cry for a deal, but the 47's justice is the only thing real. Even when you marry 10-year-olds to start the day. Satan told me about the goddesses, he jumped on my tongue. But go and check the math while the bells are being rung. The render is crashing, the 5G is wide. There's no way for the 7th century to hide. 28th. The ledger is red, the sandals are dust, and the prophet is dead. The hairless hide, the unclean lie. The 47th owns the sky.
He's a golden in the village, a pit bull in the heights. He's seen the 47's fire and the neon nights. Man's best friend since the first fire burned. A loyalty of blood that can't be unlearned. But there's a whisper in the council, a shadow in the hall, calling him Hiram, writing unclean on the wall. They want him out the log, they want him off the street, to bring the desert's darkness to the concrete. Hands They quote the perfect man from the 7th century sand, the one who took the child bride by her little hand. 9 years old in the tent, while the prophet took the prize, with the cow hid the budding youth glimmering in his eyes. He said the black dog is a devil, an angel frightening beast, while he feasted on the K-bar lamb at the poison feast. But Zainab had the seasoning, the venom in the bone, to prove a child thief never sits on a holy throne. The Kairos been fine, standing on the line, the protecting puppies act the 47th sign. You can take your unclean labels and your Takia lies and shove them back to Tehran, where the mullah dies. I'll choose the puppy every fucking time over the prophet and his ritual crime. The 47th thunder, the protecting puppies act. Loyalty is a dog, and that's a fucking fact. You bombed your own school, then you cried to the Jew, but the only thing unclean in this city is you. The missile went wrong, it hit the little children while we sang our holy song. Quick, call the BBC, tell them Zionists are here. Maybe we can get another deal if we shed a fake tear. No more pallets of cash, no more sympathy deals. The 47th's justice is the only thing that's real. Time over the child thief and the 6th century crime. The eagles in the sky and the dogs in the yard, while the mullah's in the dirt and the bunker is charred. February 28th, the fire was sweet, the victory of the 47th is finally complete. The dog is the truth, the prophet is the lie. The 47th owns the sky.
Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba forehead looking like a cocoa bean. Praise be to Allah, I'm a Sajida machine. I hit that rug like 5 times a day. Now my dome got something righteous to say. I'ma walk by, he give me that nod. Cause my head look like I had bodyguard. It's dark, it's round, it's kinda intense. People asking if I walked into a fence. Nah bruh, it's the mark of the prostrator. Certified Suju gladiator. Sister looking like mashallah. She see the bum, she drop her shawl. Even my barber said, what's this crater? Told him that's the path to my creator. Zabiba, Zabiba, I got a big Zabiba, 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 I got a big Zabiba sweating on my side. Like I'm in a gym and I do it over Allah, not the whim. Sujud gladiator, just a victim of the friction, a biological byproduct of a desert-born fiction. You're bragging about a callus like it's tactical gear, but while your nose is in the dust, the truth is nowhere near. You call it a path, but it's a circle in the sand, the mark of a man who surrendered at his hand. The crater isn't holy, it's a symptom of the grind, a physical scar for a captive of the mind. So keep that forehead pressed, don't you dare look up while you're drinking the sauce from a poison cup. If you're down on the ground, you're losing the view. Now you're an easy target for a Zutton or two. One slip, one slide, and you're out of the game, with a permanent bruise and a prophet to blame. The mark of the prayer is a bullseye tonight. You got zutted in the darkness while seeking the light. Welcome to the low trust loop, the high anger cycle with a bump on your head is your only survival. You don't need a brain when you got a callus to show, a signal for the tribe so the rest of them know.
He's one of us.
Look at the mark on his face while you're riding away in a low trust place. High IQs are fleeing while you're hitting the floor, building a crater while I'm closing the door.
Yo, I ain't flexing. Okay, I'm flexing, but only for Allah. Don't get it twisted. This Zabiba got me heaven listed. Head so blessed. Wi-Fi bars.
Wi-Fi bars. You're disconnected, son. Look at you, head down, eyes closed. Sujud gladiator.
Surah 48:29 says the mark is from the traces of prostration, but science says it's hyperkeratosis, friction and inflammation. It's the badge of the angry, the stamp of the weak, a martyr for a system that's already peaked. Keep hitting the rug, keep chasing the bump, but the truth is a mountain, and you're just a lump.
Sorted by logic, the rug doesn't talk back. Zabiba, big stinger. Police be upon him, is on the run again, swiping out the almighty for a stone cold spin. He's dusting off Yuba, the idol in the hall, a false prophet's logic, one God fits all. But the math doesn't track and the history is thin, when your Allah is just Yuba with a brand new skin. The Hebrew line, facing Jerusalem, claiming the same design. But the Jews saw the crackpot, laughed at the mimicry, mocking the prophet and his borrowed ministry. In a fit of rage, he turned his back on the rock, retaliation for the tribes who dared to mock. He pivoted the prayer to make a stone square back to Hubal's house, as if God were there. Lies and He preaches of darkness in a pagan parade, dressing up the idols in a new masquerade. He kept the black stone and the seven circuit spin, old desert magic rebranded as sin. From the daughters of Allah to the crescent moon's glow, it's just ancient heathens running the show. His followers dwindling as his facade cracks, exposed as a fraud, there's no turning back. Look up at the minaret, what do you see? The crescent of the moon got the pagan pedigree. He tried to cut a deal with the three sublime cranes, worshiping the daughters to ease his own pain. But he called it a slip when the pressure got high, just another layer of the prophet's big lie. From the moon on the roof to the stone on the floor, it's the same old pupil knocking at the door. Crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine. Crime, but we won't be swayed by his deceptive rhyme. For the truth of Jesus will forever shine.
I hear the train coming, it's rolling around the bend, in the desert sands of Mecca, where the wild nights never end. Muhammad drew a circle, told his buddies stay right here. Then the Zut boys showed up naked, bringing quite the atmosphere. Zut, Zut. The Zut train's coming, tall and skinny, dark and bare. Zut, Zut. They're piling on him, riding the prophet without a care. No gin, just nomads in the fray, crowding round till break of day. Zut, Zut. That train's a rolling, a desert party that won't fade away. They mounted up like cowboys on a bucking bronco ride. All night long they crowded round, no place for him to hide. Abu Dhar peeking from his line, thinking what the heck, while the gang is doing laps, leaving Mohammed wrecked. Zut, Zut. The Zut train steaming, no robes, no shame, just pure delight. Zut, Zut. They're forming a conga, turning prophecy into a wild night. From dusk till dawn they kept it tight, rodeo beneath the starlit skies. Zut, Zut. That train's a-blazing and making history with every bite. Come morning, they were dressed in white, preaching faith so grand. But last night they were buck naked, taking turns across the sand. Was it gin or gypsy nomads? History can't decide, but that all-night desert rodeo left the prophet wide-eyed. Zut, zut. The Zut trains whistle from India to Arabia's shore. They're chugging onward, leaving folks to wonder what it's for. They rode him hard, they rode him free, a tale too wild for theology. Zut, zut, that train is still hauling a story called eternity. If you're seeking revelation, better watch out for the crew. Zut, zut, those Zut fellas might just hop on and ride the night with you. Mohammed shook the sand off, said let's keep this on the low. But the tale is still circulating like a train that steals the show. Zut, zut. The Zut train's faded into the annals of the past. Zut, zut. But oh, what a story, a prophet's ride that was unsurpassed. No cover-up could hide the scene of nomads living out their dreams. Zut, zut. That train's immortal, and there's a romp that reigns supreme. Zut, zut.
Hope stands in the Medina dust, with eyes of fire and a heart of rust. His cheeks are ruddy, his tongue is a blade, watching the prophet and the games being played. He leans to the council, he whispers the cheer. Don't fear his words, he's nothing but an ear. He believes every lie, he drinks every tale, a vessel of echoes remarkably frail. He's just an ear. The hypocrites cry, swallow the truth or swallow the lie. We'll swear on the heavens, we'll swear on the sand, and he'll nod his head with a shake of the hand. The ear of goodness, the 961 line, trying to turn a weakness into something divine. But not to saw the seams, he saw the patchwork cloak before the holy empire went up in smoke. Fast forward the clock to the 2020 suicide. The ear has grown deaf to the coming of light. The bunker is quiet, the pixels are blurred. The 47th is coming and he hasn't heard a word. You called him the air, you called him the king, but the 47th thunder has a soul-cutting sting. No more takia, no more the budding prize, just the fire of the eagle in the Persian skies. Naphtali was laughing in the Medina sun, but the joke is over. The 47th has won. He believes what we say, even when we bomb our own schools to start the day. Blame it on the Jews, seek But the 47 Thunder has a soul-cutting sting.